without seeing it sometimes. I know you guys give me a lot of description.
Called.
Called. Henry, you know, if you, your code word, if you want us to leave, that word is home, everybody.
On fire.
Show.
Henry, we're down to 2 minutes. We've asked you a lot of questions tonight.
Family.
About your family.
Gotcha. Easy.
Henry, any last words for us?
9-1.
Anything relevant, Henry?
Lot of love. They deserve good lead.
Dance. Ashley Jones. 25th.
Wow, we've got 24, 25, 26. Somebody's counting something. Sounds weird.
It's gonna end in a ride.
Henry going once. Going twice. Alright, let's tap these listeners on the leg. Tiffany, go ahead and peel that off your face. Let's see what you got in there. Alright, nobody get up. Again, you guys are baby giraffes right now. I don't need anybody falling down. Again, when you guys are getting used to the light. This was a weird session. We may have had something going on, may not have. So the 2 and the 4 that came out of it, you know, you guys, one of you said 2, you said 4. We were asking for a very specific date. Hopefully that'll be what's going on with it. So you have the recordable one, William. So there's a button next to your volume. Click it in the opposite direction. It'll turn the device off. So that way we know that the last 10 minutes of this came from this session. That's kind of how I like to do it.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you guys the images that were coming through. Showing 3 images grand total. I don't remember you describing this. And I will start asking.
Do you want me to keep reading out my list? Or not?
Yeah, as they come up, just say the word.
Okay.
Also, I got XD. Didn't you say XD was something with a doctor?
RX.
RX. I see XD. I thought it was
So you
standard
might not
doctor.
get any images out of this. You might get 12. We have no idea. The average is about 4. Just so you know. Okay. You guys, can either one of you hear me? What color is a blue banana? Awesome. Henry, I got 3 people on the bench tonight.
Do I start now?
Yeah, start. Whenever you hear something, say it.
Okay. What are the rules?
Section.
11:08. Henry? Yeah, crank that thing up, William. Can you hear me? Too high, apparently.
She won't.
All you have to do is look straight ahead. It'll line up with you. This is your focus in case you can't see. Have a blast.
Out.
Henry, we're going to ask about your occupation to start off with, like we always do. Can you tell us what you did for a living? Or show us what you did for a living? Henry? Since her head is down, you're going to probably have to help me here.
Okay.
Henry, what did you do for work?
Yeah.
What did you do for work?
Just see your face.
Okay, what's the face look like?
Under the bridge.
I'm not broken.
How young is this little boy?
I'm going to say around
3 or 4 years?
93.
yes,
Okay.
Brown eyes.
Okay. And that'll fade away, and then a new one will come
Sunrise.
along sometime. Henry, I don't know who this boy is. Can you tell us who that is? You guys all know why I asked the age, right? You guys remember the number? Blonde hair? Henry, your occupation, please. Let's stick to that.
Where?
We know where you worked. Can you tell us what you did? What did you do for a living. I would love to see some of your tools that you had to use.
Pills?
Can you give us an image of some of the tools you had to
Together.
use? I hope that's not more rain moving its way in. That would suck for these folks
Making
sitting on the
leaves.
banks.
Kindness or truth?
Wow, they're like going back and forth. They're not like over talking to each other. This is kind of cool.
Rage all the time.
Henry?
Part of the meal.
That's weird. Henry? Do you want to talk about something else?
Trust in me.
I'm trying to. You're not giving me anything to talk about. Any words showing up?
Just clutter right now.
Clutter. Talking about us because we are a cluster for him. He doesn't always like a larger crowd. So this could be too much clutter. You know, because we're a lot of
Yes.
people. Henry? Let's talk about which war you served in. Can you tell us about that?
From Pittsburgh.
Wow. He's not from Pittsburgh.
I wish I knew.
Henry? Explosion?
The man.
Remember.
It was with that big, projector bomb.
Downtown Nashville.
So could that be an explosion from a war? Or just an explosion of a building, like from a fire? Chemical fire?
It looks almost like somebody dropped a bomb.
Like the atomic bomb?
The World War I, long before the war he served in.
Yeah.
You're on the right path, though. I see where you're going.
Trivia.
Right,
All the way.
Tara.
Henry, let's talk about this war. We're getting explosion pictures?
Straight up in
No, you can go.
Wow.
it. The nicest guy.
Jay, you broke.
Henry, do you want to talk about a specific date?
Sleeping.
Let me out.
Any numbers coming out of that? picture?
Around your head.
I see a man's face.
Man's face now. What's he look like?
Can't see his eye color. It just looks good.
Does he have any distinguishable facial hair?
Static.
Come over, you don't have to. Whoever?
That's really weird. Okay,
Praying
it looks like
for.
almost like a green, like veins.
Veins.
Neon green. Yes. Very weird.
Okay.
Neon green.
All night tonight.
No, we're not staying all night, Henry. You've already asked us to leave once. We're not leaving. That's not the code word.
India.
Oh,
Henry?
By the bridge.
Use the word bridge a lot.
definitely like I don't know.
I've heard under the
Patience
bridge.
is only
Something
withheld.
with cognitive ahead or something.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. What'd you say?
It said patience.
Patience.
Anywhere.
Yeah, on the fan.
Oh, on the Spirit Talker. Henry, we've been in about 5 minutes now.
Sunset weekend.
We're about halfway through.
I don't think about things.
Let's talk about your son. You gave us the word day. You want to talk about his birthday? Can you tell me when that was? What holiday that came about?
There might have been a.
I keep seeing another.
It's me making sound. I hear a sound over there.
Henry, let's talk about your son's
Eyes.
birthday. When was his birthday? If you just want to give me the number, I'll be okay with that. It's going to be hard to find the holiday this time of year. We're in the month of June.
Yeah, I see a big tree.
2 hours or less.
She's too loud. She's behind a tapper.
I think I want this.
What kind of tree are we talking about now?
It's a big tree. Like, I mean, huge.
Is it a pine tree, maybe?
No, it looks more like a little tiny one, like a big maple tree.
Okay.
4%.
Thank you.
Didn't she say 2 hours earlier?
Yeah.
You just said 4%.
26.
24. Christmas Eve. You see where I'm going? It's a vague stretch, but it's still there. Henry, can you tell us how old he was, or maybe give us his name?
I'm saying too young.
How young?
I want to be alright.
I don't know, 6 or 7.
I don't care.
Henry, we're just looking for verification. We don't mean any disrespect.
Out of room.
You can teach me
I'll
about something new.
volunteer.
I know a little bit about your wife, a little bit about your son, your father, your work especially. I've read a lot of your work.
Bring an old man. With a pointy chin.
Sally.
Henry,
5.
old man with a pointy chin,
In the hole.
no facial
Oh.
hair.
Okay, so I'm seeing a doorway is put to each side. It's looks like 2 kids holding hands.
That's not
My
a real
mom
title.
And it might be a woman on the left side. She has
40%.
long dark hair.
100.
It's pulled back. There's a
My
looks like a
life
little
to
kid
Christ.
that almost looks like a ring around his head, or like a little hat ring around his head.
Definitely take a. You want to time it? I'm not going to tell you how to spend your cash, of course.
I get it.
But
Your hair?
sorry, Bridget, you're probably getting soaked. Probably feels good.
We have plenty of room if you need it. I mean, not plenty, but you can definitely get in here, yeah.
It's definitely cooling things off.
72.
It's raining.
Yeah.
Humidity.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll actually take your voice recorder. Put that away while we're sitting here. Did you hear anything besides her saying that she was watching?
I think I might have, but I don't know. There was a lot of noise.
Yeah.
I think I might have heard something.
And you don't have to hit any buttons. Just point the direction of what you need. Yeah, it is super sensitive. Like I said, she probably heard a frog fart just now from a mile away. That's why her ears are like pierced. So, remember I told you I have boundaries. This is as close as I can get you to what actually happened. 2 more blocks down the road, a murder mystery is where it occurred, November 1st of 1933. So those of you that heard the number 1, it wasn't necessarily relevant to the 1888. It is the 1 from the date of this particular tale. So I'm hoping that she's starting to realize I'm coming here more and more, because this is the new story for this year. So here's how this goes. A woman fell to the ground, and she starts screaming in pain. A man hit her, and she knows she's going to die. That's what she's saying over and over and over again. So somebody's driving by, and everybody's a gentleman back then. So he stops to help her out to try to see what's going on. He can't figure out what's wrong with her, so he basically helps her into his car, and he drives her to MUS, like St. Rufus Hospital. It's where MUSC sits now.
So what year was this?
1933. You were wondering why they were cars when we've been talking about colonial ghosts all night long? Yeah, 1933. So yeah, and those are probably badass cars too back then, right? So he takes her to the hospital, and this woman has a doctor when she gets into the hospital. The doctor's name is Dr. James Avery Finger. We've had all 3 parts of his name show up during these sessions, just so you know, from different devices, not from the voice recorder. Anyway, the doctor can't figure out what's going on with her either. She's still saying the same thing. The man hit her, she's going to die. Well, she did die, right on his table. He has no idea what happened. So he sends her over to the autopsy room for the coroner to check her out. The coroner finds a scrape underneath her arm, like she was blocking something, and a bullet hole inside of her rib cage. She was killed with a .38. Now, they found the .38 caliber inside of her chest. The woman's name was Mary Ravenel. If you guys came over here from Mount Pleasant, you came over that giant bridge. That's the Ravenel Bridge. This is a very prominent family here in Charleston. Here's what we know about the murder mystery. First off, let's go to the murder itself. Somebody picked her up and took her away, which means the shooter got away. We have no idea who the shooter is to this day. All we know is that he was a man, because that's what she said over and over again. There's no gunpowder residue on her body. Probably from far away. It wasn't a close shot. The other part of this was her cash and jewelry were still intact. She was not robbed. Start thinking of questions of what you would ask her, and I'll tell you what else we know. What we do know about this whole situation is that she was 64 years old when she passed away. It probably changes your questioning a little bit. She is a 64-year-old widow. She married into this family, and she's originally from Detroit, Michigan. She's not from here. You're in the deep south, y'all. So when a northerner marries a deep southerner, shit can hit the fan. So the husband died, which means she probably has all of his money still, and the Ravenel family's probably not happy. So just kind of think of those kind of motives that could have happened as well. What you got, William? Treatments. I'll write it down. I'm not really sure it's going to be relevant here because she didn't have multiple treatments. She had a treatment that failed. They couldn't find out what was going on. Now, also what we've caught so far with this, with her, imagine this on a Friday or Saturday night when there's a lot of traffic down here. Like she's wincing in pain over here. We have caught a help in the background. Nobody around. I actually sent one of y'all to go around the corner to see if there's anybody nearby.
Oh no, that's the cicada thing.
It must be.
Oh gosh.
It's right there.
I
Yes.
can't stand that.
Locust. Watch they land.
No,
No, my cats bring them in the house. They freak me. They like stick at you.
Where is it?
They went up on the steps, I think.
Look like there was two.
Did he fly back up? I mean, I saw him coming around you, Mel.
So big. Oh my gosh.
You're
Oh,
killing.
I can't believe we
You're
didn't
killing
like
my sister's
fly
ears.
around the corner.
I
Well, I'm always catching
There he is.
Fly the mosquitoes.
Oh, is he still up there?
Oh, I was
Is he
gonna
dead?
say that.
Where?
He's like 10, 12 steps up. You're fine, I'll keep an eye on him.
Oh, look,
Wait,
this is so close to it.
I don't know. I just heard it.
Well, I'm sure you heard him for sure. Very interesting.
So,
Alright, back to our murder mystery.
That's so straight.
What questions would you guys come up with? What do you want to know from Mary?
Does she have children?
Yes.
Is there
Keep 'em.
two?
No. To my knowledge, there's only one daughter.
Is there a Dorothy?
No.
Did any of them get sick?
I thought we had another one coming at us. I heard her ice like
Oh,
scraping the
gosh.
styrofoam.
Was she alone?
No. Apparently she was walking with a friend. And remember, you're not really asking me these questions. We're hoping she's going to answer through the voice recording.
Was a friend jealous of her?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, she's walking with her. She's a very prominent woman. I can see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
So wait, so she was yelling, help, help. She was still alive when she got to the hospital.
Yes.
And she, oh God. And she was still able to talk or whatever?
Yes.
Communicate.
Yes.
So she didn't know who it was.
Correct.
Or she didn't see who it was.
Or she didn't say who it was.
She didn't say who it was.
Yeah, that's probably freaking you out a lot. If you want to step off the steps and go over there and be safe, you're perfectly fine.
She'll hear him coming before us. She needs to stay.
Right.
Oh, he'll got it. He's got it. He's got this.
Great question so far. Back to the help that I've heard. A few weeks later, I have a help me, I have fallen. It's the same voice. I'm able to analyze it and the sound waves of it, and it's the exact same woman talking. I
Is
do
there
have
something
small-
with face?
No, maybe she didn't see their face. Maybe that's the message coming through.
Picture. And I'm watching you. Ooh. Oh no.
Oh.
I thought I heard him watching.
So you heard what?
Someone say I'm watching you.
I'm watching. I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I have that on there. I'm sorry. Or it says, yeah, it's watching her.
But yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
I'm a child.
Oh, I think I just heard shoot. Sure you did, because that word comes up here a lot. I'm going to write that one down too. So, here's how I learned about this story and why I'm even doing it. So, where we're going, and I'm going to be putting Tiffany underneath that whole Seer app with the artificial intelligent readings. This is how it actually all started. I'm going to show you the image, and it's actually right next to a picture of Mary Ravenel, and I had a bunch of other phrases wrapped around the murder mystery. I just didn't know what it meant until I started diving into weird stories around this area, because where we're going is literally the park right over here for our final thing. So let me show you what this picture looks like. And you'll be the first people that I've ever showed this to since it happened. I just added it to my tablet today. I was like, I really need to add that in there. Let's see.
Are you filming it now?
So on your right-hand side is the image that came through the Ghost Tube app, and Mary is actually on your left. Yeah, you can feel it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mary's on my left.
It's like Amma.
So you can see, like, even the facial featers, the cheekbones.
Wait,
the
I just felt
outline,
it raindrop.
eyebrows,
Yeah,
they're
we know,
all
we know,
the
we
same.
know, we know.
What'd you get?
Oh, you heard a raindrop? You felt it? I just
We're
need
all
to
feeling raindrops.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted us to look. I mean, under that. Not with these.
Now with all the equipment. There's a square 2 to the left of your red circle. Go ahead and tap that button. Yeah, let's go see if we can. And I don't know of any shelter over here. So
There's
we
a
are
little one right here. Or if you
Do you want to put the camera away?
let's just kind of keep everything close to your body if you can, and then we're going to go up and around the corner. We'll kind of get this on the first.
There's shelter right there.
This will work. I know we all can't fit in here, but most of us can. Just to kind of keep the equipment dry. I'll take a look at the weather real quick. Here, so everybody can kind of read it. And then for all three cameras, so who are we missing? Yeah, let's get you over here. So the grave that you guys are going to be focused on, you guys see the cross headstone in the back?
Yeah.
Sue's gravestone is one to the left and to the back. We were actually closer to her when we were in the alley, but you just can't see it because of the wall. So we're going to stay here for about 4 or 5 minutes, kind of see what shows up on our word list, spirit boxes and that kind of such. And then of course, you know, we're going to get that footage. So yeah, you want to raise your camera up a little bit. So by the way, you guys see the light off to the left? Yeah. The church put that there on purpose so that way people weren't up here trying to get the apparition again. But my camera's cut right through that light, so we have no light.
Yeah, that weak light right there.
So your camera, just so you know, with all of the SLS craziness, like there's a lot of layers in there. So if I find something that's weird and it stays put for a while,
I'll ask it to wait.
yes. But I take a lot of screenshots with that camera.
Where's the
With
grave
this one,
at?
okay.
It's like way back there.
It's way in the back, so you can see it better from this side over here. So you see the cross in the back? So it is just to the left and one more row to the back. So unfortunately, like this is the best angle we can get of it because the church, the graveyard is off limits. Like, but every ghost tour comes up here, even though they put the sign. Like there's no ghost here, but the Holy Ghost. They don't want us to do that. But we all do it anyway. Oh, by the way, Bridget, your 9 was found like right in this area. You were like in the first spot. I don't know if you want to bring it over here. This is where we found this. Spirit boxes, are we got anything?
Am I taking a picture with this one?
You're filming
No,
already.
but I was like, okay, so just keep filming.
Yeah, you're filming. Yep. So if I find something weird, is when I screenshot it because I'll find
God
it.
and worship.
Worship? Oh, like worship. Like near the church. Gotcha.
It says worship right there.
Worship.
This is the church right here.
Yeah. This is St. Philip's.
They still
Yeah. Yep.
That's good, see?
Well,
here, move the
so-
camera over here.
Sorry.
Right here.
I heard one leaving and one
You want me to
living.
take it, David?
One? Yeah, grab it.
Here.
So Jackie is named by me because I was calling her Jack with the pirate story because we had comic book Jack in that story. So I just named her Jack, and then I seen Jackie was pregnant. I was like, oh, you're not a Jack, you're a Jackie. So that's why I still call her Jack, right? No, she's just old as fat. Oh. Everybody hates her, but she was pregnant. Dude, that's a great angle.
Thank you.
Any word showing up? Where are we at with that?
Suburban,
Kennedy's?
So there's the cross back there.
That cross left of the cross.
Cross right next to it.
Rubbing, green.
How's the spirit talker? What's it saying to you?
We're here to help. Many died here.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, all right. You look the same. Thank you for talking. Don't trust the bad ones.
Again?
On our Ouija board over there, you got her initials.
I have ABSMD.
So I don't think it meant to say Kennedy. I think it meant to say Kennedy. Because Kennedy's not going to be in the word list. That just kind of gave me the signifier. So here's the weird thing. Problem with knowing all of the different histories around the city. We talked about Big John Kennedy earlier tonight at Big John's. Nobody knows where he's buried because he is famous. And we just had the phrase New York come up. I was actually hoping, because you had the word Kennedy show up, that we would have another clue to Big John. I suspect that he's here because he's a native Charlestonian, so he can't be buried here unless you're from here. He's from here. So his church, or his, not church services, but the funeral services were actually held downtown. So this is a good played for the New York Giants. So there's no other reason for him to hear the phrase New York while we're in Charleston from the Charleston radio station. So that's where maybe like, we might have something. So that'll be very cool if we have like the year he died or something along those lines. Just gotta see what pops up with that. I want something a little bit more valid.
Could that be like a yell, like ah?
I could see where it would be considered.
It could be.
Considered
R.
ritual.
R.
88.
R. Drew.
Yes, love it.
Move the A.
No, that one right at the top of my head because it's the title of the damn story, right?
Ask him. How do you spell
Any other crazy footage going on that you guys can see? Mel, how you doing over there?
I'm alright. I'm not getting much.
Could a yell be like A-A-H?
SSH. I'm sorry, SHH. Sue Howard Hardy.
Yeah, I'm getting like a yell.
Little girl.
Is it unmuted or are you muted? Oh. Well, I figured we were diving in that. I was wondering why they're so quiet over here. It's okay, so we're going to be wrapping this one up anyway. You're going to be listening along the way to the next location. So 50?
Yeah, what were we walking around?
Yeah, I heard that one too.
Nurse.
Getting a lot of religious phrases. Where did the nurse come from? Was it a word generator?
Yeah.
I don't have to write it down. It's doing it for us. Yeah, we'll give the cameras one more minute because Mel's like going to have a job with me later for being the most steady cameraman ever. So we're going to get some great footage out of this. And the wind is a good factor because I don't think we've had a windy night like this, so I can see what the temperature differences are in there. 8. So there's your other 8 missing from his 88. So he heard 88. Sue died in 1888. So now we have all 3 8s. So if we get the exact date, I'll be more impressed. Like that's a good thing sometimes. Alright, let's kill your cameras. Let's move down so the next group can come over and I'm going to explain what we're going to be doing at the next 2 stops just so you guys know. It's going to be kind of the laser focus up there because we're going to be talking about an apparition that was caught in hopes that we're going to be able to capture that apparition with a camera such as this. The other 2 cameras will also be filming the exact same thing because this way I get to monitor if we do find something, how did it look on the other 2 cameras? So that way I can learn a few things when we do capture something. So we're going to go up and around the corner. You guys are going to listen in the exact same way that you did on the way here. Obviously, you're going to be unmuted again, so you can start listening. If you had any numbers whatsoever since we've been here? Ella, where are we at? What'd you get on your word list?
Cognitive, Victoria, decisions, computer, Willow.
She got limb when you were talking about the gunshot to the knee.
Yeah, still a whole lot of nothing. So that list, like I said, is about 20% accurate. So far we have like, what, 1 or 2 terms that were kind of slightly relevant. Any initials come out of yours? R.I.? JBL for Joseph Brownlet. DR for Dr. RX for prescription. Those are the kinds of things that... By the way, we will be getting things from Dr. Lett up and around the corner. He will also show up at our very last stop because the house he lived in, 59 Church Street, is literally around the corner from our last stop. So it's kind of an odd occurrence. I just wanted to see who's coming through a lot more. So we'll kind of see what happens with that. When we get up around the corner, obviously we're going to be on sidewalks, but near the church where we're going, we did get a 9 about a week and a half ago, and I haven't seen it repeated since. So I'll show you where that 9 was caught, and kind of maybe you can monitor that area again for us to see if we can get anything out of it. But yeah, cameras, if you want to continue recording, it's completely up to you because we will be walking. If you want to pause it so we don't have Blair Witch Project stuff, that's great too, whatever you want to do. But yeah, we're going to low shot, belly shot. If other tours are going to come through here, they're going to come out of that ivy wall because there is a little stairwell right there, or they're going to come in the same way we did. Random tourists will come from all the way on the other end of the alleyway.
We're hiding here.
So can I have you like at least turn it like volume wise, just so I don't, because I'm like, what did it say now? Like I want to know. Yeah. By the way, what are the last few phrases that you had?
You felt me? And
We're hiding here.
That's an interesting piece. Yeah, keep that thing running. I'll be curious to see what it says in here. So this location, every ghost tour comes down here, just so you know. This was the one I was going to take out of my route this year, but this guy follows me around. I figure I might as well, stick to his origin story. So let's kind of get through this one, because it is super hot down here. This is like one of the warmer areas that we go to. I'll breeze through this one as quickly as we can so we can get back to work up and around the corner. But anyway, this is Philadelphia Alley. It used to be called Duelers Alley. So this is where some of the duels used to occur because dueling was illegal. They had to go hide. So the fact that you heard they're hiding here, like, I'm not surprised. So this is one of the places that they actually used to come. So here's how this goes. I'm just giving you a few extra details versus the other ghost tours because we're ghost hunting. I guess that's the point. By the way, I'm very excited about all the breadcrumbs that were found at the last location. So far, we are hitting that average to almost an above average night thus far. So I'd like to kind of point that out. I'm not making stuff up. You're the one finding all of these extra clues. Moving on. This place, again, Duelers Alley. A doctor moves down here from Rhode Island. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. For those of you listening to the two red spirit boxes, if the song Brown Eyed Girl shows up here, it's not coincidence. It's part of his name. We get it here all the time. Anyway, Dr. Ladd moves here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out with all of the cash flow that she just got from all of this inheritance. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after her money. He tells Amanda to get rid of the doctor. So the doctor comes down here to prove that he's not. And on his way into town, he had a coachman that set him up to be robbed and killed. It's like having a really bad Uber driver in today's world. So this coachman, so somebody was walking by and seeing the coachman and knew what was about to happen. The person walking by was named Ralph Isaacs. I say his name slowly because he has the same initials as where the doctor came from. So, Rhode Island, Ralph Isaacs. The reason why Peyton has that device is for this location. I bought it specifically to get the RI because I was getting RI out of regular spirit boxes. So I bought that. Out of the year I've had that about 7 times. We've had RI show up when I started mentioning Ralph. So now we know who it's relevant to. Moving on. Ralph tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me to 59 Church Street. I got friends there that'll rent you a room and you'll be safe and good to go. Doc took him up on the offer and the two gentlemen became friends. The longer the doctor stays here in Charleston, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's money. He's got his own, and he's doing pretty well for himself. So Amanda gets wind of him doing pretty well, and she's moving down so they can be married. Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor. This is why I hate the story. It's a giant cliche. No matter what haunted city you're going to visit, there's going to be a whistling ghost. We all have one. I'm just going to point that out. Moving on of why we're in Duelers Alley. Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together, but they can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He gets better seats. So, they go see Richard III one night, and they're arguing on their way home about the actress that they just saw. Doc thought she was great, Ralph didn't. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiancée, Amanda. Back home in Rhode Island, it got really ugly. They went their separate ways. So, Ralph goes to see his friends at the newspaper, places an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Kind of a, you're a disgrace to society kind of stuff. Doc saw the ad but rebutted with, let's go to Duelers Alley. Somebody's going to die. Keep in mind, this argument started over an actress. Kind of stupid shit, right? Now, the two gentlemen came down here back to back. They took their 10 paces away from each other and they turned. Doc points his gun in the air. Shoots. He didn't want to kill his friend. He just needed the courage to show up to a fight, which is often what happens at a duel. So Ralph has one bullet and he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc didn't die, but Ralph proves his point that he's still pissed off. Doc falls to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later, November 2nd of 1786, after refusing medical treatment. 2 things about that last statement. It's 1786. Gunshot wounds are a lot different back then than what we know of them now. Secondly, he is a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but obviously he failed. Every ghost tour that comes down here tells you to listen for the whistles. We have 3 cameras running plus my voice recorder. If we're going to capture a disembodied whistle, more than likely we'll be on one of those 4 devices. However, the 2 red spirit boxes from Seti and William. In the event that, I don't look for these things. Dozens and dozens of times I've had the whistling parts of songs show up and then the word doctor from a commercial immediately after. So it's like a doctor, get it all the time. When I do a spot check of these recordings, it's minute 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. It's every 5 minutes. I don't look for it. Whatever falls, it falls. That's how I do my spot checks. So that way I'm not searching for things. So just take that for what it's worth. In the event, you guys are going to walk all the way through the alley without me. Because I can't take you all the way through. I've actually been kicked out of here. We're going to talk about that in just a minute because that's the fun part of the story. But anyway, turn on your voice recorders as you walk down here. And again, listen for those whistles. However, remember every local knows the story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland Street or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down this alley. So again, it's just something we do here. So just debunk them ahead of time, kind of how that goes. So let's talk about how I got moved out. This is the fun part. The alley didn't go all the way through the way we came in. There used to be a wall up this way. The reason why is it used to be called Cow Alley before it was Doors Alley. So what does that mean? This is where they kept all the livestock for the city of Charleston. Cows, chickens, and goats. That's what's flooded this whole brick area of where you're standing. So what does that mean, and why am I telling you this? That means that the bricks down at the other side are older than the ones you're standing on. Those bricks are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child down there, along with the fingerprint swipes and other bricks. And I used to take my groups all the way through for basically a history lesson. There's nothing paranormal about that brick. You already know how I feel about cemeteries. It's the same concept. You're not going to find them there. So, November 26th of 2020, I took my entire group down there to show them the handprint history lesson, and they're all huddled around the brick, waiting for something to happen. I know nothing's going to happen, because he's not there. I'm also trying to be respectful, because we're standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. So, the new owner of the mansion came out, and he was screaming. My daughter was on the tour that night. She thought it was great because her father was getting yelled at. She was all about it. She's laughing hysterically. We moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on Thanksgiving because I used to work in upper management for Walmart, and you all fight over towels on Thanksgiving. You scarred me for life. I don't do Thanksgiving anymore. I just stay home with the family. The next day was the 28th. I called my partner in the morning, and I told him what happened, and he laughed at me just like my daughter did. He said, dude, you can't go down that far. It's residential. You're only allowed to go down halfway. Reroute your group. That was a problem for me because I didn't have anything going up this way. I had to kind of think on my feet. So what I told my group that night, because I'm sold out for Black Friday again, was I don't believe in this next story. I'm into vampires, not pirates. My next story was a pirate story. However, we're covering a cemetery story instead. However, before we left, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne before we left. I didn't tell them which pirate we were going to be investigating. The female pirates, Anne Bonny. So I was kind of like, oh shit, maybe we're going to get something. I took them around the corner and told them what I did know about pirates. Somebody else heard the number 300. I had no idea what it meant. I went and did the research on that. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300-year anniversary of her pirate trial. So, the problem with where I would normally take you up for that location is being monitored for tours. They don't want us in there anymore. So I had to kind of think on my feet again. So luckily we're on the anniversary of what goes on at the cemetery. Even though it's one specific person, we're going to go monitor it. Of course, there's a story that goes behind it. But the problem with the pirate story for me was I'm not into pirates because I have a master's degree in creative writing. If I'm investigating or looking into anything, pirate stories come from pirate lore, which was written 100 years after the golden age of piracy. There's no factual things about it at all. I had to read a shit ton of books to figure out what was factual and what was lore. So I've read more and done more research on pirates than I ever wanted to in my entire life. Video games, documentaries, books, you name it. I've done it. I'm probably an expert on pirates now, but I can't even tell the story anymore because of the way the city's kind of monitoring things. So anyway, what's going to happen from here is we're going to go up and around the corner. Where is that infrared cam? So,
right here.
Infrared, you have thermal.
Oh, I have infrared.
Okay. She excited about that.
Yeah, that's really neat. So what will this do again? So when you look at it, will it like...
Yeah, so if we have, any kind of things in there that we wouldn't be able to see, like orbs, like that's usually the main thing I usually use.
And you'll see it in this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I was just telling Mel that with those smaller cameras, I don't follow up with them in real time just because they are small.
Yeah.
So I send them to YouTube so you guys can watch them on your TV, and I watch them on a computer. So that way, however you guys, lots of dust coming through.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why we don't use motion sensors out here in Charleston. People ask me for REM pods. I'm not using them out here because of the wind.
Yeah.
It's a dirty city. The dirt's going to blow everywhere.
Yeah.
But with your camera, nice slow movements out of it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of holding it still.
You got it. You're the videographer.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that's going to work for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys are going to probably swap some devices moving around. You guys seem all pretty excited about this, so I kind of expect you guys to move things around.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but yeah, you're right in line. You got it. You picked it up right away. I'm glad you did.
Alright,
so I was a little worried about that since you kind of missed like the explanation of it from the start. So not a big deal. We got you caught up. I'm super thrilled. Like we're already getting things going on. Bridget's already got a few small readings. So I'm gonna go follow up with the word list real quick.
Alright. Thanks,
Steve.
I think that's I did her over there.
Yep.
Yep, there it is. Alright, thank you. Alright. Yeah. Here, next time we go we can switch. So he said we'll keep alternating too. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so.
Let's think. How old were you when you died?
Oh, wait, you gotta be.
Oh, shoot. Well, just turn it on. Yeah, how old were you when you died?
saw.
Ooh, the NFL guy. Let's talk about it.
Still lost.
You're lost? Where? Where are you lost? Kane, did you get anything? What?
I got Bub, DJ.
Bub.
Silence.
Silence. Paul. Dude, he's gonna have to ask the kids about doing that too. We're gonna be respectful.
Why are we being silent?
God forbid.
What is
God forbid what? Did something happen?
Johnson.
Johnson as in Big John, yeah?
Big John? Is that what you're talking about?
Are you referring to Big John?
Or my John?
Or my Johnson?
You wanna try this thing?
Just stand over here, we can just keep them together. This
The
is
thing.
What? What now?
The thing?
The things? What things? The machines?
He left me.
Did your husband leave you? Oh, that's a yes or no question, but
14,000.
Wait, where are we? 14,000?
alright, remember that though. Remember some things you're saying.
Right time.
What time is it? 14,000.
I'm thinking this.
Maybe this thing right here. This isn't the right time on this machine. What do you mean, what time or right time?
Understand.
You understand? You need me to understand you? Something?
Take it off.
Take it off?
Take the headphones off?
You want her to take off the headphones?
Joe?
Joe. Okay.
Joe? Okay, I'm writing that down.
Speaking to.
Are we speaking to Joe?
And more.
You were speaking to Joe and more people? Who are the other people we're speaking to?
The ones who feed me.
Oh, wait. Are we speaking to your parents?
Mention.
Mansion?
Mansion.
Did you live in this mansion?
Thank you for listening.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. That was very neat of you.
We love talking to you.
Came across this earlier.
Was someone talking to you earlier? And asking you questions?
Grand escape?
Did you have to escape from somewhere or something?
Not like us.
Are we not like you?
My dreams.
What is in your dreams? Are we in your dream?
Yes.
Oh.
We're in your dream.
What are we doing in your dreams?
Arlene?
Arlene? You write that, I guess?
Your kids.
Arlene.
Yeah, we're kids. My mom is over there. We are kids. Are you a kid?
Arlene's kids? Maybe Arlene. Are we speaking to Arlene's kids?
Dinner?
Dinner?
Are you hungry? Do you need dinner? Because we just ate dinner on the way here. That's what's coming out of my cheeks right now. I have french fries in the car if you want them.
2 French fries?
2? 2 what?
Let us help you.
Let you help us what?
4.
4? Is there 4 of you, maybe?
Nothing to say.
You have nothing. You have nothing to say. You already said everything.
Where are we standing in your house right now?
Four.
4 again. 4 what?
I was writing.
You were writing 4? Oh, writing?
Writing.
Are you talking about him writing what you're saying on his
Lips.
phone?
Lips.
Lips?
Writing lips.
A medal.
A medal.
A medal. Can you explain?
Goodbye.
Goodbye?
Do you want us to leave?
Yeah, you done talking with us? Oh, look! It said goodbye and they called us over. Alright.
Cartoon.
Alright, we're going now. We're moving. What we're getting. Sadie.
You hear how loud that is?
Yeah, sometimes. You said goodbye and then they were waving goodbye. Alright, well, bye. No, Sadie, it was actually really accurate.
Is this good?
Could you hear us talking? Yeah,
No.
Thank you for talking to us. It's accurate. You talked about, John, and then you said that, that like we're kids just like you, as in us, and then it said like yeah, we'll talk about it later. It said a bunch of things.
Any words coming out of yours, Caden?
No, but then he had.
Caden with me for just a minute or two, so I can show him how to use that thing. But I'm going to do a couple of round robins around with the whole group and kind of take a few notes, and then regroup us back here to show you if anything ties together. And I'm always honest with you guys all night long. If it's a light night, I'm going to tell you periodically throughout the night, like this was a light location, let's move on, not much going on. I don't like to waste time, you don't want to waste any time. So spirit boxes, get them cranked up. Aubrey, let's get you unmuted. Stay within the confines of this lot right here, and I'll be with everybody in a few minutes. I'm going to start off with you. Yeah, hit unmute.
I just want to ask
Can I
real quick.
record you?
If I wanted to just run one of these, like,
We should like go to the
once I've had already.
Oh, at the top? I'm curious. Do me a favor, run your spirit
See
talker.
if they like
Run
go
spirit
together.
talker.
Say what comes.
Okay, yeah.
Only because that's the one I haven't tested yet, because I'm super skeptical about it.
Yeah.
And nobody can tell me how many words are in its dictionary. You missed that whole part when I handed Ella her device, because it has over 9,000 terms in it. Yours
so it
gives
should be
phrases
interesting.
like, you're gonna die. That's actually relevant here. I'll explain before we leave. Yeah, you're on it.
Someone could be around here.
So yeah, I'm curious to see what comes out of that. I'm glad you have it. So
Is it fine just to put it in my pocket or just?
whatever you want to do.
Alright.
And with your camera, just so you know, your camera, I've had it for about a year, and I have maybe 6 or 7 pieces that are like super solid out of that.
Yeah.
So again, even if you just kind of wanted to hold it down and let it record while you watch your spirit talker, that's fine too. So again, it's completely up to you. As long as we have nice slow movements out of the camera, we'll be good to go. With yours, any other major questions? I'm sorry.
Hit unmute. I'm not hearing any static. Is that normal?
No. You probably tapped it too many times.
I hit it once.
And it usually comes up. There you go. Okay.
All right.
You got it. Sometimes it takes like 30 seconds to warm up. It's almost like an old transistor radio.
Yeah.
So sometimes it just takes a few seconds to warm up. But yeah, we got it.
Hmm.
All right. So with yours,
let's
you
wander
obviously
off.
have an E.
I'm on video
so
you. Come on, let's
this
go.
is your
Do you want
sensitivity
like go
down
sit
here.
on the curb over here?
I'm gonna turn it
Yeah.
all the way up. Electricity.
You want to come with us or?
Hey, what about me?
Come with us.
Hey, video me.
Right now, it says curiosity.
Because we're curious. Let's keep going.
It did say 5.
Alright. Alright, so steady.
What was her name?
Aubrey. Who?
The lady.
And the last name started with an L. What's your
Alright.
last name? So I'm gonna put this headphone.
Ella, ready? Watch. You stand like right there.
gonna
I'm
put
here
this
for the
on,
video. Sit
I'm
down.
gonna Get in the zone or whatever, and then you ask the questions, and I'll just.
I forget the questions. Wait, oh, I got. All right, ready?
Hold
All right, ready?
on, I gotta.
Are you ready? Make sure it's turned up and all. Are you ready? You ready?
Why are you sitting?
What year did you die?
6 or 7.
What? Wait, what's another one? How did you die?
What's your last name?
Capture.
On the
All
camera?
creation.
Okay, wait.
Don't show. Pain.
Huh? Can you tell us how you died?
3.
You died because
Some pain.
some pain? You were in pain when you died?
The office.
You died
I
in
didn't count it.
You died in the office?
Went round and round. Tiring. Morgue.
Are you tired? Something. Oh wait, that's a yes or no question. Whoops. What was your last name?
Dirt. You can't.
I can't know.
Not real life.
Yo. It's gonna touch me. Oh wait. Were you sick when you died? Oh, that's a yes or no question, yeah. Wait, hold on.
Miserable.
You were miserable when you died? What are the questions? What president was at your wedding, or whatever he was talking about?
To protect.
What now?
To protect?
To protect what?
A break.
You'll break. What's breaking?
Uprising.
Uprising? Like, continue.
Something from down below.
Whoa. Did something from down below kill you? Oh wait, that's a yes or no question, yeah. What from down below?
Many.
Many what?
0, 0. 0. It kept saying 0, 0 like a lot.
0 what? Oh shoot. But anyway. 0 what?
I wanna die.
You want to, okay. What other questions?
John.
John? Was there someone named John?
Yeah, Big John that we just left.
Oh yeah, Big John. Okay.
So if she said anything else?
She said from down below. And she said, when I asked her how she died, she said in pain and miserable.
Pretty vague, but we already have the answer that came out of William's device, so maybe it's a combination of the two. So I'm gonna count it.
Yeah. Okay. What else did she say? That was like kind of like the main thing. Oh, she chanted like 0 for like kept saying 0.
Okay. She said in a line.
Can't sleep.
Okay, can't sleep.
So, because I don't touch my guests, can you let her know next time to put that antenna in? So go ahead and put the antenna in. You try not to give it too much, but just enough. I mean, you're doing great, by the way. So you're right in line with how to listen to it. He's already told me a few of the things that you've heard. So that's super great. But yeah, the antenna, we just try to keep them in, just to have them attached to the machine, just enough to be able to pick up a signal. Otherwise, you're just going to listen to a radio station. You know, so we don't have too much come out of it. So again, it's almost like taking it slower down even still, and I don't want to do that. So it's at beginner methods, but again, you're in line with things of what's going on. So you've heard two things so far that are actually relevant to where we're at, and match up with what's going on with William's recordings. So he's got something that's very specific, and then you have kind of like the additive to it. And then you had the name John. We're still near Big John's Tavern.
Yeah.
It's called